Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Sanju Chris here with another video reaction by Wayne Scene Entertainment. Video is called Three Short Scary Stories. For anybody that actually want to watch the original content, the link will be in the description down below.
This is my story. I used to have a habit of grinding my teeth while sleeping. So I had a lot.
Don't that hurt when you grind your teeth when you sleeping? Like I know when I sleep on the wrong side, my teeth be aching on either my right side or my left side. But that was a long time ago.
Of arguments with my roommate about this. Of course,
You guys actually had an argument about actually grinding. Okay, now I'm messing up again. Um, literally arguing over him grinding his teeth is just a condition until it gets fixed. So I don't really see how's that a big argument, except for that is depriving him of his sleep. So okay, that I understand.
I felt sorry for him. So I was thinking about what to do. I finally found out that a mouthpiece would be a perfect solution. I told him in a loud voice, "You're not going to hear anything from today on." I put the mouthpiece in my mouth and then I laid down. However, he suddenly shook me not too long after.
See, my thing is, you going to sleep, you got that new mouthpiece you testing out, you shaking him late at night. Unless I don't know why you even doing that. Like, why is you shaking dude up late at night for? Unless he got some, unless he got a taste for something to eat. But then again, he could just went by himself, or maybe he just want to ask him. So you asking me is about also you waking me up if that was the case or whatever, not. Oh, not only that, it was a doorbell that rang too. Okay.
I slowly opened my eyes. The lights were turned on, and
Wait, did a doorbell ring? Now I'm actually thinking it was a doorbell that actually rang in this video. Besides him just trying to shake him and wake him up because of something. Let's get back to the clip.
my roommate was looking down at me with a blank stare. "What's the matter?" I asked. "Something's weird," said my friend. And what he said was that he suddenly heard loud teeth grinding sounds again while he was sleeping. But this
He heard loud teeth grinding sounds while he was sleeping. So basically, that mouth guard that he got, that mouthpiece that he in the game was a waste of time and money because it wasn't working. So now it's still interrupting him while he sleeps. But that should also be working. That should be working 100% of the time while you sleeping. So I don't get how he's actually still able to hear him with his mouth guard.
this time, it was bigger than usual, and it sounded more vivid in his ears. And he finally felt that he had reached the end of his patience. "I'm gonna have to kill that bastard."
He kind of looked a little crazy. And then on top of that, what he just said, that's a red flag right there. Like, whoa, hold on, slow down. It's not that serious to actually go after your roommate because his mouth guard isn't working. So that's just something that you just got to talk to him early in the morning and tell her just to get something different. If the mouth guard isn't working, you got to find like another method if that's the case. But to the point where you actually talk about killing your roommate, that's nonsense.
Literally, this is how he felt at that moment. Only thinking about that, he tried to find a knife and put it in my mouth. But it was too dark in the room, so he turned on the light to find it. And then
Was he looking for a knife in the bottom of the cabinet? Who puts a knife in the bottom of the cabinet? That looks like the bottom of the cabinet. That didn't look like the drawer. That looked like the cabinet. What the heck? I guess he was searching high and low for that knife because he certainly didn't find it in the drawer then.
the sound abruptly stopped. You know, when a person grinds his teeth or snores, it doesn't matter whether someone turns on the light or not. But when he turned the light on, the noise stopped. And when he came close to me, he found that I was sleeping quietly with.
So it actually did work. So what was he hearing this whole time then? Maybe he was actually hearing a ghost that was making the exact same sound as his roommate while he was sleeping. I don't know. That seems like a good call. What you guys think?
the mouthpiece in. Then what did he hear? And the next thing my roommate says was, it just gives me goosebumps. Hey, if I hadn't turned the lights on and found the knife, I think I would have killed you. You know? I'm pretty weird though, but I couldn't think of anything else.
Well, I'm glad that he was able to turn on the lights then.
I don't know where to begin. One night I was working part-time at a convenience store. There was a small warehouse inside where you could place orders and watch the CCTVs. It was so quiet that day that I just went inside and spent time just watching CCTVs. As you see, our convenience store makes a jingling sound whenever someone opens the door. But then I saw a boy on a CCTV. How is it possible? I didn't even hear the bell ringing. In a panic, I slowly looked out, but
My thing is that he's working the night shift. Who's this boy's guardian? Why is he in the store by himself? And what is he up to? Because it's like he just standing in that one little aisle, like he about to just finesse and go straight out the door. If it was me, I'd just go take a look just to see if he needs some help and assistance. But, hmm, I don't know.
I couldn't see the boy outside the window. At first, it seemed like he was walking around in.
Wait, what? Okay, so he said that he didn't see the boy out the window, but yeah, he could actually see the boy on the camera. So it must be an apparition, or it might be actual ghost. If you can't see the boy with your own actual eyes, then the camera's lens, then that should only mean one thing. It's a ghost, it's an admiration, or he could be hallucinating. Or this could be a dream, and this is not actually real.
Front of the snack bar, but he gradually came toward the warehouse where I was sitting. What the? I was terrified. What the heck is that? Then suddenly a man came inside, but I was already too scared to dare to go out. When he saw that there was no staff inside, he turned around and tried to go out again. But at that moment, I
Okay, so my thinking is that whoever this little boy is could be his father. But then again, it's not actually making no sense because the boy wasn't able to be seen through the eyes. He was only able to get seen through the camera lens. So this is a ghost. But now it's a guy in the store, so I wonder what's about to happen next.
almost fainted when I saw his back. Riding on his back, the boy was staring at me. I was frozen on the spot. And after a moment, suddenly I heard a big car and tires squealing. He was hit by a car and died right away. Well, I still don't know what I saw that day.
Could the boy be deaf? You know, like the Grim Reaper, deaf. It's a saying. Wherever death goes, something, something, something. So I don't know if that boy is deaf because he was with him. The little boy was in the store. Then the little boy is on the back of a on the back of a on a man. goes out the store. The man gets into an accident, and now the little boy is just sitting there laughing. So is that death? I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I don't. Hmm. I think it's death. That little boy set him up. Or maybe it was his time. See, that's another thing. Maybe it was his time. Hmm. My grandma's finger.
Let me tell you about my grandmother. Well, she doesn't have one finger on her hand.
Hmm.
When my grandmother was pregnant with my uncle and aunt, she got her finger stuck in the cultivator's motor and it got cut off.
Ouch.
Also, there were a lot of bad things that happened that year, and she had a lot of people who died or were sick around her. My great grandmother took my grandmother to a shaman's house at the time after finishing her finger treatment. Well, just as expected, as soon as they visited her, she told her about her bad luck and some other stuff. My grandmother was about to go back home because she thought it was literal nonsense. All of a sudden, the shaman stood up and yelled, "Where's your finger?" Her eyes turned white. "Oh, no! Why did you attach your finger on in that place?" My great-grandmother was surprised at the shaman shouting and asked the meaning. And then she answered like this: "That woman's fingers went in her stomach." Less than a month after leaving the shaman's house, my uncle and aunt were born. And when my grandmother saw her babies, she was horrified. Both of them were born with polydactylism, so they both had 6 toes each on one side. Well, I still don't believe in ghosts or shaman stuff, but that story really gave me the creeps.
So it could be a curse or a following curse. The grandmother, the lady, the woman, basically got her finger amputated. She went to a reader, mentioned and said that her fingers in her stomach, and also that she ended up having twins, and they end up having some type of weird disease where they end up getting an extra toe on one side. I don't know which side that actually is, either the left or the right, but they got an extra toe. So they don't have 5, they got 6 toes. But she never mentioned that she was with anybody. They never mentioned a significant other. The lady mentioned that her finger is in her stomach. So what, did she cast a spell and then she end up getting pregnant? I don't know. This is so strange. That's a strange story to actually hear because it's like you don't know how that actually happened, or if that was like a generation type of thing. Like, well, not the whole generation type of thing where she lose one finger and she only has 4. But yeah, it's like the generation of actually having kids that has 6 toes instead of the normal 5, which is why I'm creeped out about this. It could have been a curse. That's all I'm saying. They could have been a curse. Uh, she should never went to that horoscope. That reader, yeah, the reader. She should never actually went to that reader and actually asked to see her fortune because when she started rolling her eyes down her head, mm-mm, I think we're done here for the day. I wouldn't do that whatsoever. I don't even think I actually want to do that now because it's so fact that like you don't know what type of predicaments that actually would tell you or what they actually think fits you as a person by giving them a little in-depth details about you, even if it's a short version or a long version. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out to the channel. For those that actually like what I post, like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.